And to kick it off, here's a look at the third generation title from Insomniac Games on PlayStation 3, Resistance 2.
We have visual on the hostile, requesting permission to engage. Negative, Keystone. Pull back. Do you copy? Roger that. Hale, you're gonna have to find a way to lure that thing underneath the bridge. We'll have Demo standing by.
It's 1953, America. For the past 2 years, the Chimera have been testing our borders, attacking small towns on the fringes and converting their populations into something else, something alien. In 1951, we lost Chicago. Millions never made it out. We abandoned them to the Chimera. Now Chicago is enemy territory, defended by creatures like that 300-foot-tall Leviathan you just saw. Chicago's former inhabitants roam its streets, mindless, hungry, and no longer human. And ever since their mile-wide Chimeran battleships crossed our coastlines in November of '53, a similar tale is played out across the cities of our border states. This alien fleet now hovers above our land, raining down spires containing twisted creatures to spread their horrific virus. Resistance 2 is a story of a country under siege, a story that's been broken by a superior foe, a country whose fate rests in the hands of a lone army lieutenant who may have more in common with the enemy than those he's pledged to defend. But Resistance 2 is much more than a single-player campaign. Resistance 2 also breaks new ground with its 8-player online co-op, 60-player online competitive multiplayer modes, and forward-thinking community features. In fact, the word we most often use to describe resistance at Insomniac is scale. And while many games talk about scale, Resistance 2 truly delivers. Scale describes the huge bosses you'll fight in both the single-player and the co-op campaign, like the guy we just saw. Scale describes the expansive environments you'll discover as players traverse the United States. Scale describes the giant Chimeran warships looming over the country, ships you'll actually get to board in the game. And of course, Scale describes the epic battles you'll experience in single-player, co-op, and competitive modes. Guys, bottom line is that Resistance 2 offers more than any shooter in 2008. So to conclude, I'm going to show you the latest Resistance 2 trailer in which we reveal a new level, Twin Falls, Idaho. And what you're about to see is all footage captured directly from the game. I'm Ted Price, President and CEO of Insomniac Games, and this is Resistance 2.
For Radio USA, this is Henry Stillman. Today, the country shudders in the wake of cataclysmic devastation. Torn by war with a brutal and terrifying enemy, the likes of which we have never seen. And this morning, I awoke to the sound of thundering crashes that I thought could only be an earthquake. But as I looked outside, I saw their battleships looming over the city, each one wider than Forbes Field, and each leaving nothing but burning, disfigured wreckage in its wake. Former friends and neighbors now lie in storm drains, limbs twisted in ways I can't begin to describe. This struggle for the very survival of mankind, this struggle that has now reached across the shores of our homeland, this struggle, ladies and gentlemen, may now be forever lost.